Have you ever pocket dialed your boss? How about sending your mom a text message only to realize too late that autocorrect did its magic and turn your benign text message into something raunchy? I'm sure most of us can relate, but have you ever accidentally written a letter to the editor and had it published? Yeah, me neither. Welcome to Newspeak. I'm Kellum. So I was reading my local newspaper recently and this headline caught my eye. Surprise, you wrote a letter to the editor. My first thought that this was some sort of prank or mistake. You know when you accidentally send an email to someone who has the same name as the person you're trying to email? Well, I was expecting something like that. But no, this actually turned out to be a much bigger story. Apparently someone had submitted a letter to the editor to their local newspaper, had it published, but then complained to the newspaper that they hadn't actually written it. In fact, the man didn't even know that the letter had been published until someone congratulated him on it. Now you're probably thinking of all the likely scenarios that would explain this. Maybe someone with the same name wrote the letter, maybe the man had dementia and didn't remember writing it, or maybe he just regretted publishing it and tried to get it retracted by saying he wasn't the author. Those would all be logical explanations. But here's where it gets really weird. He wasn't the only one. Strauss News, which publishes several local papers in my area, said they had received 9 similar letters, all sent by real local residents. According to Strauss, the headlines attached to the letters had been modified, but the letters were all the same theme. Trump is a threat to democracy and he needs to be stopped in 2024. Strauss was able to get a hold of several of the authors. One woman told Strauss she hadn't written hers either, but 2 others said they had. So how is this possible? Well, according to Strauss News, these letters were part of a campaign by Stand Up America. Stand Up America calls itself an organization born in 2016 as a digital-first grassroots community working to resist Donald Trump's corruption, racism, and his threats to democracy. They claim they've submitted over 83,000 letters to the editor over the years. But it didn't just come up with this strategy alone. It used a Canadian company called New Mode, which runs advocacy campaigns for liberal causes. It says its letter to the editor feature is one of its most popular tools. It says it makes it possible for voters to share their concerns with 5 or more local publications in under a minute. Geesh, no wonder Strauss News got so many letters. That's faster than it takes to make 5 pocket dials. New Mode sends them out like an e-blast. Spam enough editor inboxes and eventually they get picked up by the media. It says even if a letter is not published, the more letters an editor receives on a given topic, the more likely the publication will recognize the community's interest in that issue and cover it in some way. The other reason, which New Mode didn't mention but that other advocacy organizations do, is that letters to the editor are closely watched by members of Congress. Indivisible.org says every morning members of Congress and their staff start their day reading the clips, an email with links to all of the stories that mention the member of Congress by name. In most offices, these include letters to the editor, and a letter that's about a member of Congress will definitely be noticed and discussed. So obviously they think it's effective, but here's where it could backfire. Now that Strauss News knows these are astroturf letters, or in other words, not real grassroots submissions, it started blocking the New Mode email address. Are other newsrooms going to do the same? Well, only time will tell. New Mode claims that it's the only company that's offering this feature right now, but my guess is that if more organizations start using it, or if other companies start offering the same service, newsrooms are going to start treating them as spam. And it's already kind of happening. Strauss said it found another letter to the editor submitted from a New Mode email account sent through Common Cause, a progressive advocacy organization. That letter, which was also signed by a local resident, was published back in October. When Strauss contacted the author and read him part of the letter, he said he also didn't recall sending it and said it wasn't something he would have submitted. So there you have it. Don't believe everything you read, especially the opinion section, because you never know who's actually behind it. Once again, I'm Kellum, and you're watching Newspeak.